Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the Teachers Retirement System Board meeting for April 18th, 2019. Patricia, please call the roll.
Yes. Ron Adler,
I'm here.
Thomas Brown,
Present.
Natalie Green, Giles. Yes, you got it right. David Kazansky,
Present.
Lindsay Oates, Deborah Penny,
Present.
Susanna Vickers. Here. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Take us away, please.
All right, first on the agenda is an update on TRS operations from Kavita Kamra.
Thanks, Patricia.
Earlier this month, TRS continued its ongoing campaign to encourage participation in the tax-deferred annuity program. We sent an email blast to over 5,100 new members who have not yet enrolled in TDA. We also emailed over 4,000 members who have recently reached 10 years of membership with TRS, encouraging them to increase their participation in TDA. Our campaign will continue during the spring on our website and social media. April marks the unofficial beginning of retirement filing season. So far, we have already received 48 applications for July 1st retirement. Next week, when the schools are on spring recess, we expect a significant increase in filings, plus calls and visits to our Member Services Center. Preparations are underway to produce the member account statements for the first quarter of 2019. Statements will be available for online viewing around May 6th for over 126,000 members who are currently in service or on leave. Also in May, TDA quarterly statements will be available for viewing approximately 55,000 members with a TDA account. And finally, the TDA quarterly statements for TDA beneficiary participants will be mailed to a population of approximately 1,000 at the end of April. TRS will implement the next phase of our modernization program during the first weekend in May. Highlights include a new online process for death benefit claims and online payment options, such as e-check and credit card for members who are making payments to TRS. Due to this major system upgrade, there will be service interruptions between May 2nd and May 5th. Details will be posted on our website and social media starting next week. We are excited about the upcoming service enhancements for our members and their beneficiaries. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next is a report from the actuary.
Thank you, Patricia. First item on my agenda is the preliminary fiscal year 2020 employer contribution. So for the preliminary amount, it is $3.73 billion approximately. This does represent a decrease of approximately $39 million from the preliminary 19 employer contributions. A part of that had to do with the new assumptions and methods that were adopted earlier this year. And then it was offset with other gain losses, including the asset gain that was incurred in fiscal year 18. The TRS fund earned about 12.8% in their return, so there was an asset gain that added to it, as well as some other demographic changes that offset it the other way.
Any questions for Sherry about the preliminary 2020 employer contribution? You can proceed to take the vote on the.
Okay. So, a fiscal note season has started. I think first fiscal note was ended last month, but last week there was another fiscal note that was issued for a picture bill for Cynthia Valletta, who is a Tier 4 retiree, and she retired on October 18th, 2012, but she felt that she should be able to purchase her service from when she was a college assistant with CUNY in 1972. That would put her in Tier 1. So if this bill passed, her annual benefit would increase from $48,000 approximately to $65,000 a year. On a present value basis, that amounts to about $300,000 total. And because she is a retiree, this would be funded all at one time. So all $300,000 would be put in for the first year and would not be amortized.
questions for Sherry about that fiscal note?
Okay, and the last agenda item had to do with the escalation. This memo was issued earlier this month for the April 2019 escalation, which was 1.91%, and that's just derived off of what's published by the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Questions for Sherry about the, I just have one question. So the escalation is the CPI, but it's there's a corridor of 1% to 3%. For either or.
Yeah, so this is, it does have a corridor, and then it is from the CPI as of last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Can't be more than 3, can't be less than 1.
I believe that's the COLA, but when you actually calculate the escalation for the CPI, it's capped at 3%.
Okay. Other questions for Sherry about the escalation? Okay. Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda is the Executive Director's Report. And the first matter is the matter of the next meeting. So it's been suggested that the next regular meeting of the Teachers Retirement Board be held on the third Thursday of the month, May 16th, 2019. Second item is reso of a preliminary fiscal year 2020 employer contribution to the Teachers Retirement System of the City of New York.
Please read the resolve.
Resolved, the Board of Trustees hereby approves a preliminary fiscal year 2020 employer contribution to the Teachers Retirement System of New York City of $3,729,919,992.
Thank you. Is there a motion to accept the actuary's recommendation?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Penny. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Vickers. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion to approve the actuary's recommendation for the fiscal year 2020 employer contribution, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Let's just note for the record that Lindsay Oates is in attendance. Okay.
Next is the approval of the March meeting minutes. So that's March 7th TRS Investment Meeting minutes, March 20th SIM minutes, and March 21st Board Meeting minutes.
Okay, is there a motion to approve all the March meeting minutes?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Zansky. Is there any discussion? Very well. All in favor of the motion to approve all the minutes from the March TRS meetings, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Oh, you abstain. I'm sorry. We have an abstention from Ms. Jolson. Okay?
You have what?
An abstention. Ms. Jolson abstained.
Okay.
That noted in the record. The motion carries. Okay. Other business?
Next is a presentation of our STEMS training update. That's Carmela will tell you. Strategic Account and Board Management.
Thank you, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So we're going to talk today a little bit about STEMS, which is the Strategic Talent Employee Management System. When I presented a little over a year ago about the actualizing TRS's mission and vision, I briefly mentioned STEMS, and I explained that it's a software system that we purchased to use as a competency model to help us identify and professionally develop the talent training that we need for our current and new employees. All right, so STEMS supports our vision 2020 and beyond. So you're probably very familiar with the image that we've used before, and today we're going to be talking about the people. employees' records and files were also put into the STEMS system. Prior performance evaluations were also scanned in so that the system really has all of the employees' information. And we had to customize some of the areas as well. Unfortunately, it wasn't as easy as purchasing the H&R Block CD that you put in that I had to do for my taxes. So, but anyways, we customized a few things, and we are able to use the system. Okay, so Harvard Business Review and a Gallup study was done talking about components of high-performing companies. And the top two characteristics are here on the screen for us to share for very effective and high-performing companies. So the first one is an effective performance management process, where you're really defining competencies and the high-performing behaviors associated with them, and also in some cases using a merit-based system to differentiate between high and low performers. And the other one is career development, focusing on the individual for a bigger arena of continuity throughout the organization. And it's very important to develop your talent within the organization and have a uniform language that you're going to be using so that everybody understands how they're being evaluated, and also to focus on the competencies and abilities throughout their career. The article also mentioned that the return on investment for those companies for using these high-performing components did much better than those just with average performers. So then we had to ask ourselves, where does TRS begin? So we set competencies. We developed some high-performing competencies. So you may be asking, what is a competency? And on the screen here, there's a definition of what it is. Basically, it's a personal characteristic that contributes to outstanding performance. You have to go, if you look at the image, you have to go beyond the observable skills that you would normally think of and look beyond and look at the values and the behaviors that individuals have, because they help to differentiate between an outstanding and average performance. And on the last bullet where it says experience and intelligence do not necessarily lead to top performance, the best way that I would explain that is if you had an example where you had two people who went to the same high school, they performed the same with their grades and everything, then they went to the same college and they took the same degree, and they did really well. Why would one perform better than another? And the bottom line to that is their behaviors and the competencies and how they're performing. Okay, so STEMS is taking shape, and in December we had all employees sign in, log in to make sure that they could look at their personal information to make sure that it was accurate. And if not, we did some tweaks to it. STEMS also supplies real-time information about job readiness, career development, skills, competencies, and managerial gaps, which are the information that the employees rated themselves on for their competencies and skills were also normalized by their manager. So in the system, each employee will see a gap where they need to develop. Managers who supervise staff participated in a workshop in coaching, providing performance feedback during November of 2018 to help them orient themselves to what will be used in STEM. And I have to say that I was very impressed in participating and watching all of the managers who participated in that training, because it was very clear to me that they wanted to be better managers for their staff. STEMS will also be helping managers discuss with their employees performance gets feedback more regularly than on an annual basis. There are some features in the system that will allow some dialogue and communication throughout the system to make things a lot easier as opposed to the paper form that we have, that we're currently using. Some of the next steps for STEMS will be, right now we are rolling out and looking at establishing goals and objectives for all of our directors, deputies, and managers in STEMS so that we're preparing for the 2019 to 20 performance evaluation period. Right now, all of the evaluations from last year will be conducted on an older form, but we're gearing up with our goals and objectives for the upcoming year. And managers and directors and managers will also be trained through the resource guide to show how they can use STEMS effectively throughout the year for training and also development. And we are going to continue to go over and do more training on the competency model and behavioral anchors when we have performance discussions with employees. And then the last bullet in September we'll be talking about a mid-year guidance discussion for how people perform in the year. Thank you for your time. Anybody have any questions?
Any questions for Carmela? Thank you for the presentation.
I have a question, just because I'm new to this. So from my Peplums, the equity agenda is infused obviously in everything that the DOE does. Your members are all going through implicit bias training as per the chancellor. To what extent is equity infused in the performance evaluation in terms of commitment to diversity and hiring and et cetera, for the staff of TRS? Yeah, I'm talking about
For all staff or
for the workforce that
Well,
you're talking about.
I probably should make clear that we are not Department of Education employees.
No,
We're a
I
separate city
understand that,
agency.
but I'm saying the people you serve are.
So the question is more about our hiring practices
How
and
much
diversity.
does just equity come into the conversation when you're looking at performance measures and metrics?
equity, as far as salary ranges.
Yeah, gender equity, diversity. Is that something you talk about or not?
Well,
Not so much. Just because I didn't see it as a component of this.
well, the salary right now is the increase that are mostly the payroll or union increases that are currently offered to residents in the state of Philadelphia. So I don't know how your answers.
I just, in general, just wanted to get a sense.
I mean, I would go on to say that we're, a highly diverse agency, and I mean, we could give you statistics on our diversity if that would. But in employee management, in performance management, it's based on the performance of the employee, regardless of gender.
Managerial, if you're talking about growing from within and
Well,
those
most of our
kinds
managers are women, I would say. But we could give you those statistics if you'd like to.
It would be interesting to see.
And I think some of those points you mentioned are also in our ratings and
Well, let's put together, some information on the diversity of the staff, management, and we have that information.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Okay, questions or comments from the public? No? No questions? Mr. Public? Okay. So it looks like we have a matter to take up an executive session. So I think a motion would be in order to exit public session and enter executive session.
I
move pursuant to Public Offices Law, Section 105, to go into executive session
Okay,
to
thank
discuss
you.
specific investment matters. I thought she was talking
Thank
to
you, Ms. Cheney. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Vickers. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion to enter executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. We are back in public session. Susan, would you please report out of executive session?
Certainly, in executive session, an investment matter was discussed, a decision was reached, which will be announced at the appropriate time.
Good, thank you very much. I believe that concludes our business for today. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Before we adjourn,
Oh, my goodness.
I would just like to wish the young and handsome John Dorsa a happy birthday.
And you want to wish the other
Crazy
John?
Yeah, of course that John Dorsa. And also a happy Passover and Easter to everybody on the board and
Thank you.
in our company.
Okay, thanks very much. Okay, now that our public business is, I believe, concluded, is there a motion to adjourn? No, you just want to stay here. Someone, thank you, Mr. Vickers. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Kazanowski, any discussion? All in favor of the motion to adjourn, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Any abstentions? The motion to adjourn carries. The meeting is adjourned.